me fix that. And we are live. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Tressa, also
Meir.
known as Shoulders.
I know I should have worn my shoulder sweater today.
Exactly. Like, where is the Shoulders shirt?
In the closet this time. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Okay, let me just move this thing a bit here. Whoops, 1 second. Whoop. Almost. Yeah, here we go. Yes. Oh no. Almost. Yes, sir. And yes. Okay, hi. How are
Hi.
you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm very good.
Good.
This is my second Facebook, Instagram live, and
Oh,
also we're on YouTube.
oh wow.
And yes, and we are going to talk today about anything you want.
Okay. So one of the things that I really want to talk about, because from the first day that I met you, you started to turn me on my head, and everything looked clearer after that, actually. But one of the things that was very different for me was your ideas of production, because every business coach, every person I had listened to up to that point, while I was first getting into real estate, was glamorizing the idea of working very little and still having lots of money and traveling all the time and, just having a lot of loafing time. And you started to help me really see the importance of production. And I changed my mind on retiring by 30. And now I can't imagine not getting so much done.
Yeah. The
But
the worst thing that you can do is do nothing.
yeah,
And the only value a person has is in how much he can help people. And when your entire purpose in life is not to work, you have a misdefinition of the word work. Work is actually, when someone say work, they generally have the connotation of something difficult, etc. No, work is actually the actual fun in helping people. Because when you work, you produce something of value and you give it to someone, and yes, he give you something back, but you actually helped him. So hard work mean enthusiastically producing results that help people.
I think that's
And
one of
if
the
you,
things that's really overlooked right now during coronavirus shutdowns. Is a lot of people argue that small businesses being shut down is really only limiting their income, but it's so much more than that. It really has so much impact on a person's morale, their ability to produce.
yeah, so you will see that the only problem with the coronavirus, if we're talking about the coronavirus, the only problem is that it gets people to be afraid. And when you're afraid, you don't look, and when you don't look, you don't move. But I can tell you that actually, I think my viewpoint is the coronavirus is the best thing that could ever happen to you. Now,
Yeah,
I'm not saying that it's good that people die and etc. This is really not good.
right.
But for you, from from external viewpoint, the coronavirus is the best thing that happened to you because why? 90% of society has been turned into stone. They do nothing. They watch Netflix and eat a lot of chips. So
Yeah,
yeah, so now that's what most people do, and because that's what they do, if you are productive, you're going to have the best months, years of your life.
yeah.
So
Dustin and I are seeing that for ourselves still. Everything's pretty normal for us and even increasing. Like I'm talking to my friends even more, communication's going up. The only thing that's changed really is that we can't go to the gym. That's
yeah, that's a big problem.
I
But
know.
other than the gym, business wise, my clients that working with me doing better than ever. I'm doing better than ever. By the way, I always did much more money at time of crisis, because at
Wow.
time of crisis there is no competition. Everyone is afraid. beautiful. They're afraid. I will win. How do you win a war? You make the other side afraid.
Very true.
So right now is the best opportunity. You need to know what to do. You need to learn how to go above this mechanism in the mind that tells you it's dangerous, etc. You need to be able to actually look at the data and realize that the pandemic is not a pandemic. It's not even close to a pandemic. It's nothing.
Yeah.
You need to realize the truth about what's going on. But if you do, if you learn, if you actually realize what's going on, you will see that that's the best game in town, because no way that you can lose. And even if your business has been shut down, and even if you can open, there's someone that has this thing in Israel that they have a big gym company, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And what the gyms are closed, in Israel gyms are closed. All the gyms are closed, and he's a very upbeat person, and when it started, we spoke, and he told me, Meir, what are we going to do? I said, what we always done. And he said, what do you mean? I said, expand, do better than ever.
Wow.
He said, how can I expand when the gyms are closed? I say, yes, the gyms are closed, but people want to train. He says, yes, so what should I do? So I said, well, you're going to increase your income by a lot. And he says, how am I going to increase my income? I said, I'll tell you how. The first thing you're going to do, and that's what he did, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to take all your trainers that feel that there will be no income for them and no nothing. And what you do with your trainers, you tell them, you used to pay a lot of money to come to the gym, to rent space in the gym so you can train people and they paid you and so on. I, from now on, going to create for you customers. I'm going to market for you. I will create for you the customers. You don't need to pay me anything as a rent. You pay me a very, very, very small percentage of what you do, but you cannot train them for too much without weight, without machines, without anything. They say yes. And most people cannot buy weights and machine and so on. What you want to do is I'm going to rent my equipment and I'm going to move it in between. So I will come with the truck. The truck will download the equipment that you need. You don't need a lot of equipment. I will download the equipment I will give you the equipment. You will use it for an hour. I will collect it and go to the next person. And he has trucks with equipment going in between places. Now, they usually paid in Israel for a month something in the region of $40 per month for the service of going to the gym. He's now charging them $140 per month to bring them the equipment. He makes much more money. He prints money. The trainers make more money, and everyone is happy.
This is why I have to bring people to you and why I push you, because you're always able to create solutions out of the biggest problems, and people somehow always do better. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's quite fascinating that once you look, there's always a solution. There's always a solution. I had another client that she's a hairdresser. Okay. So she cannot go. It's closed.
Right.
And so I spoke to her and I said, okay, fine. So what do you do? Why are you such a good hairdresser? So she told me, well, actually, I'm not a hairdresser. I'm a psychologist. I said, what do you mean? So she said, people come to me and I talk to them and I help them to solve problems. And I said, well, why don't you do that online?
Wow.
And she actually realized that the actual value that she delivered to people is handling relationships.
Wow.
And so she started to be the relationship expert, and people ask her for a question about relationships, and she knows a lot. She's very, very, very smart and beautiful and everything. Like and the package. She's got everything, and of course things started to move.
That's amazing.
There's always a solution. There's not one business right now, regardless of how many gels they put around your business and closing your doors. There's not one business that cannot do very well right now, because few things happening with the corona crisis. Number one, business owners realize that they had a lot of hidden unemployment, or like people that work for them that they didn't really need. Why? Because with 30% of the staff, they can create more. That's number one. Number two, they realize they don't really need the offices.
Yeah.
They don't really need offices, and offices are a big expense. The only thing is you need to learn how to manage people remotely. There's a whole technology on how to manage people remotely, because when they were next to you, it was hard to get result. When they're away from you, it's harder, regardless of what you think, because there's a lot of meetings and you say, well, you do this and this and that. And by the end of the day, they come and they tell you why they couldn't do it. There's a good level of, like, people become very, very, very good in explaining why they couldn't do what they should have done, or why they couldn't achieve. They've done it. They've done a lot of things, but they didn't achieve the product. They didn't achieve the results. So there's a method on how to get people to achieve results. And if you learn those things, you will see the corona is the best thing that ever happened to you. But the first thing, you need to realize that you create your future, not the environment, and you don't need to have something before you can be successful.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think not just for myself, I know I've seen other people talking about it too. The coronavirus shutdowns have been such an amazing opportunity to be learning new things. And that's something too that was a good refresher yesterday on your first Yoga Sutras webinar, because it was the first time in a long time that I re-looked at those basic datums on how to understand any topic. How can you actually study and duplicate any topic? Because before there were things that I was very strong at, and other areas in classes that my eyes would just glaze over and I give up. But it's really amazing to watch, and I think it's really powerful piece.
Yeah, very nice. Yes, what I do in the yoga classes, and what I do in different in all my classes, I teach you. Basically, it goes like that. They say that if you get a person that wants a fish and you give him a fish, you give him a meal. Yes. And it's better to give him a fishing rod, because now he can create his own meals. And I say it's nonsense. I say the only thing that you should do is teach him how to study, because then he can do anything he wants, and you don't force him to become a fisherman that's because he wanted a fish. It's like totally nonsense. Just because a person wanted a fish, now you made him into a fisherman. It's like just totally nonsense. What you need to do is to restore to a person his native power, so he can learn to become anything he wants and more. And that's what you should do. And the only way to do that is by teaching you how do you actually know. How do you learn? Because learning is just a stepping stone. Yeah. How do you become to know? How do you know to such a degree that you know, that it's unshakable certainty? And how do you do that? Of course, you do it by becoming the creator. Just the creator know everything. Just the creator know everything. So you need to be the creator of your own universe, and you need to take responsibility for other universe to be their creators. And if you can, if you do that, once you learn how to do it, you will see that there will be no downhill for you. There will be only up and up and up. And the sky is definitely not going to be the limit.
That's something really beautiful too. I know that from the beginning, you saw so much more ability in me than I really did myself at the start. But it was also amazing to watch you do it with all of my other classmates too, to really draw out in them more who they were and what they were capable of. And I know for myself, it's created some amazing results. I'm able to love myself and people so much more genuinely than I was when I first came to. I couldn't even take a compliment the first class that I went to. But I mean, in general, in high school, like it's just it's been quite the journey with you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. And you were special from day one, and you needed to be blind not to see your abilities, and yes, on every aspect, really, on everything. And if you want to see how special someone is, all you have to do, or how able a person is all you have to do is to see how much love he can see in others.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
Because when you can see love, when you can love others, when you can see good in others, what it means that regardless of what you say, you love yourself and you are good. And actually, I said that many times, that you are perfect, and anything that is not perfect is not you, but only for as long as you allow everyone else to be at least as perfect than you, at least as perfect as you, at least minimum. They need to be at least as perfect as you, and then you will see you can be perfect and you can be your own, because anything other than perfect is a lie.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
That's a personal challenge. Oh, I think one that I wanted to talk about still is people who are doing well right now during shutdowns are the people who are not afraid. And so I wanted to address a little bit for the rest of us people. How do you address anxiety and fear?
How do I address anxiety? Okay, so first of all, I don't think I've ever been afraid or worried in my life. Never.
Amazing.
Yeah, because from the age of 0, I knew that the body is not important.
Wow.
I never considered my body important. Never, not for a second. Because if I would, I wouldn't do what I'm doing with this body. When a person thinks that the body is important, he becomes a slave of the body, and the body uses him. But when you know the body is not important, you are important, then you use the body. Okay? Now, when I said the body is not important, it doesn't mean that you don't take care of the body. It doesn't mean that you don't feed the body. It doesn't mean, but it means that when you tell the body move, it moves and it doesn't argue.
Yeah.
What kind of a car is it? If you have a car that you think that the car is more important than you, so if it gets a scratch, you are going to be in depression for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just a car. It can be replaced. Bodies can be replaced. Car can be replaced. You don't live once, and before you realize that, you will not understand anything. So, and the question is, how do you prove that you don't live once? And so, a few things. Number one, I can show you. I can get you to remember any past life. And then what you do, you go and you check, did it actually happen? So if you find past life, you've been in France, and you remember the name of the person, and you remember the address, and you remember bank account, and you remember everything, and you go to France and you look and you find, whoa, there was a person like that, and I've never been in France, and I never met that person. And so you start to think, whoa, probably it is true. And then you go and you see that other people do the same thing, and you realize it's really true. And then you recall more and more of what's happened to you, and all of a sudden you realize, and it solves problem. You realize why you do certain things. You realize why you have certain mannerism. You realize why you have a talent. The talent is only a past ability that you didn't totally lose.
Wow.
So when a person born and he can play piano all of a sudden by the age of 3, he have it from past life. There's a guy in Israel that was born in some Arab village. It's not Arab, it's Druze village. And there's basically no contact with English. Everyone talked to him Arabic and Hebrew, but mainly Arabic. And the guys speak only English, very good English, with the English accent, with someone from the UK.
Yeah. Wow.
So you see, this guy has no contact with English, nothing, and he knows English perfectly, and he can hardly speak Arabic. Like he speak Arabic like a 3 years old, but English he speak better than me, and definitely better accent. So, so where is it coming from?
Dad, if you ever lost your accent. I love the way you talk.
Thank you. So where is it coming from? Past life. And I know people that don't believe in past life because they don't want to be the person that they used to be.
Oh, yeah.
People that don't believe in past life, or people that don't, actually more correctly to say, people that don't know that they lived before, is because they don't want to be the person they used to be. Because they don't want to take responsibility for all this baggage. Because why do you die? You die eventually to clean the slate, to say, okay, fine, too much. I consider that I've done too much wrong.
Starting over.
So let's restart. Okay. So, but this is a whole big subject. Maybe we can do one Facebook Live only on past lives. And if you want that, write to me. You can follow me on Instagram at Meir Ezra Official, and private message me and tell me if you have any specific thing you want me to talk about, or if you want to ask questions. I don't usually answer questions on the chat, because it's interfere with the communication between me and the person that interview me, and it's not good for you, because I'm talking and then I'm looking and then I'm going all over. It's better for you, for the person that listening, that you will get a full concept of what I'm talking to the person, rather than going all over. So that's why I don't answer questions on the chat. But I love the comments that you write, because later on I see them and it helps me. And also, if you have questions, Amit will pick up the questions and he will give them to me, and then I will answer them. So what do you need to do? Number one, follow me on Instagram, Meir Ezra Official. And number two, follow me on Facebook, or friend me on Facebook, Meir Ezra, or go to my business page. And on Sunday, this coming Sunday, at 4 p.m., at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. South Africa time, I'm going to deliver a webinar about the Yoga Sutras, the lost art of the Yoga Sutras. And the way that I'm teaching the Yoga Sutras is, first I'm giving you basics, and it moves all the furnitures in your head. If you're expecting to hear more things of what you already know, don't come. You are wasting your time. But if you want to come, if you want to change your viewpoint, if you want to actually entertain the idea that there's much more to know, come, and I will change. Well, you will change your viewpoint. I will just help you to look at that, and everything will change in your mind. Once we establish this language, once you actually are willing to look, I will get you to discover the ancient Yoga Sutras without me teaching you. Really get that. I'm not going to teach you. I'm not going to tell you this is what they say. I'm going to direct you that you will discover them. And I will show you how I'm doing that, and that thing, then thereafter you can use that this technique to discover anything you want. You can recover any knowledge. Any knowledge you can recover like that. It's quite fascinating. It's quite unbelievable. It is fascinating. The first stage is for new people is extremely difficult because we're moving furnitures in your head.
Yeah,
basically everything that you know, it's probably the opposite. Everything that you know is probably the opposite. And I'm not exaggerating. Probably everything that you know is the opposite. Most of the words that you use, you don't know.
Yeah, we don't think that's true until you start really talking and asking us definitions, and then it becomes very evident. But I'm so stoked. I cannot wait for this weekend's class. I was harassing my friends last Sunday, asking people to get on because we were diving in because the sneak peek was so good. I really can't wait.
Yes, so this is going to be different. And if you've been in one of my classes, you know it's different. It's very interactive. I'm talking to you on the chat, you're talking on the chat, and I'm answering you. So if you come to this class only if you are brave enough to look, if you come to be entertained, if you come to feel good, not the right place for you. Don't come, seriously, because I don't want to be liable for wasting your time. Mm-hmm. Yes, I want you to gain something out of it. Make a decision to go and watch Netflix. It will be much more beneficial to you than coming to this class if you're not willing to actually look in a totally different viewpoint. Everything I will tell you, you will know it's true, but it will go against the grain. Why? Because most of the people fail most of the time because they believe they have this fake reality. They have pieces of information that they're 100% sure is true, but when they use them, it doesn't bring the expected result. And you cannot realize that they are not true. You can only realize that the result is not what you want. You can only realize that your potential is here and your result is below zero. If you find the zero and you dig very, very deep and you then dive underneath, and maybe that's where your result is in relationship to your potential. Mm-hmm. And the reason is because you're 100% sure that what you know is true. And it's not, as evident by your results. So if you want to change your results, not if you want to be right, if you want to change your results, you are welcome. I promise you, I will get you to change your result. It's not me. It will be all your work. It will be your hard work. I'm just saying what I know. It's easy. You're doing the hard work. Come and you'll see your life will never be the same again. You will become you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think, like you said, the content can be really hard to get through at first. Sometimes it just does not make sense at first because, like you said, it's totally the opposite of the way that you thought things were, what it should be. But we're very lucky that you have the patience to make sure that every single person who wants to understand it will understand it before they leave. There's no one like you.
Thank you. I love you. No one like you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Tressa, thank you. I'm so happy. I had this call with you. We need to do it again.
Yes.
I love talking to you. We need to do it again, maybe next week or the week after. Get on the roster. Let's do it again. And thank you, everyone, for joining. Go to meirezra.com/yoga. The link is on the screen in Facebook, and the link is in my bio on Instagram. Go to meirezra.com/yoga and join the webinar, and you will see your life will change. If you have not been in the first one that I've done last Sunday and you want the recording, private message me. I will send you the recording. It's totally free. The only thing that it will cost you is a kiss. That's all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, I see you in, I think we have a class at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the inner circle. We have an advanced class on 8 p.m. Yes. And yes, so thank you. Thank everyone that joined. Thank you for watching. And thank you, Amit and Swapna. And thank you, Shamaya, for organizing everything in the background. And of course, Gali, my amazing, unbelievable, wow son that I love more than love. Mwah. Mwah. I love you. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Don't go. I'm just ending. Don't go. Here we go. Hold on. And ending here. And download the video. It's saved and share. Give me a second. Almost. I'm just going to share that. Whoa, that was amazing.
Thank you. I was so nervous, but I'm really glad I did it.
Yeah, it's easy.
That was my first ever Facebook Live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ever.
Wow. I'm so happy it was with me.
Yes.
Post. Done. Okay. That was so nice. I really like that. It was so nice. Well done. Really perfect.
Good. Thank you. Hopefully
Thank
we'll get
you.
some more from my friends. I'm really excited to get more of my family and definitely toward you. Everyone knows I've been going to you for 6 years. It's time for more people to join me.
Yep, it's time for more people. And oh wow, we're still on. Actually, we didn't. Oh, no problem. See you, everyone. Now for real, I'm disconnecting.